everyone. Welcome to Gowns and Gimlets, Sarah's podcast where we talk about Sarah's two favorite things, drinking and wedding dresses. Today we had Gab on the podcast. She's absent right now because she had to pee. But today we talked about how important it is to maintain connection with your brides when it comes to emotional connection with them, when it comes to whether or not artificial intelligence is really necessary in this field, and also why there is no such thing as a bridezilla. So pour yourself a drink and enjoy the show. He fully supports, that's how I know that I hit the jackpot, because
The jackpot.
Thank you. Because he would never, ever in a million years sit there and ever say that there's anything that I need to change about my body.
Yeah.
But I also could look him in his eyes and say, I want to turn my body into a full-blown bimbo. And he would be like, go for it, baby.
I'm here for you.
Fuck yeah.
Eric's the same way. Like, he's never going to complain about anything, but like, and he'll tell me, he's like, you look perfect just the way you are. Like, I love the way you look. But then I'm like, yeah, but I want to have like this crazy thing done. And he's like, it's your life. It's your body. Like, you can do whatever you want.
Short. Me and Jack had that discussion. I'm trying to remember what that was about. I see that fly.
I know. It's flying around. Nobody will kill it.
We had a discussion about that we had a discussion about that when it comes to like the baby, basically, and like whether or not I would do like try to go for labor again, or like maybe do a VBAC. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do a
VBAC.
No.
What's a VBAC, Gab?
It is a vaginal birth after cesarean.
Oh shit. Okay, good job. Yeah.
You're forgetting I basically majored in birth.
Oh, that's right.
She
Okay.
did.
That's right. Okay.
But
I'm really using my degree.
Yeah, well, aren't we all?
But I ultimately, like, I do want to have another C-section. I just want to let my body go into labor, like, kind of on its own. And Dr. Brignac said, like, yeah, girl, you could just, like, hit me up and be like, okay, like, I'm done with this. Now cut him out of me and I'll do it. And I'm like, you're such a real one and I love you for that. But I'll talk to Jack about it and he's like, maybe it's up to you.
Yeah, because it is.
Want to do. Even my mom is like, don't do that to yourself. Just you don't win a prize for going into labor and like laboring for any amount of time. If you can schedule a cesarean, like it's a safer thing to do. Just do the thing. And which I understand her point, but I'm like, it's so funny though, because Jack ultimately, it's not like he doesn't care and just doesn't know about it. Like he took these mother baby classes. He has opinions, but his opinions always end with, so, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Up to you.
I will say that, like, okay, I had 2 different C-sections, and the first one I had labored for 12, 13 hours, and then I had a C-section. And the second one was like, it was an emergency, but I never labored. Like, we just went straight into the C-section. I'm telling you, like, as soon as I was allowed to get out of bed, I was like cleaning the hospital room, ready to go. Like, it was such a different experience because my body was like rested.
I remember being so tired after Charlotte was born that when they gave her first bath when she was just a few hours old, and I was like barely I was holding my eyes open listening to her cry because they're giving her bath, and I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck in bed because of the C-section. And I remember like sitting there like starting to cry about her crying and the fact that I couldn't do anything. And then I remember waking up because at some point in the middle of her crying and me crying, I fell asleep because I had just gotten done laboring for like a full day.
Yeah.
I was so tired, and I woke up and she was next to me and she was asleep, and Jack was laying on the couch and he was asleep.
Yeah.
I had no idea how long I had been asleep, and I like went to reach for her and couldn't move.
Yeah.
And I just like literally started bawling. I was like, I have no maternal instinct. My baby was crying and I just fell asleep, which now I'm like, girl, you were the most tired you have ever been in your life.
Ever.
Like sleep, you know what I mean? I would
and they're
never
coming
say
in
that
your
to another
room every
woman.
like 5 minutes, and they're
push
like,
on you.
hey mama.
Well, and then the
Hey mama, hey mama, hey mama.
I sent out a TikTok where it was like what it's like getting discharged after
Congrats,
delivery.
your poor mama.
Congrats, your poor mama. She said, what did she say? She said, call us if you're bleeding through a pad every 5 minutes, mama. Oh, hold on, my phone's ringing. You're bleeding through a pad every 5 minutes? Yeah, it's
That's
probably
normal.
your period, mama. Okay, dummy.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Oh, God. No, literally.
No, but the nurse came in while I was sitting there crying about Charlotte's like not being able to reach for her and like having fallen asleep while she was crying. And the nurse walked in and I felt like I had just been like caught crying, and I was like, oh, I just wanted to hold her, but I couldn't hold her. I didn't want to bother you guys or like wake him up. And she said, I will never forget this, that nurse, she said, she will only be this small right now. Like she
Yeah.
will never be this small again. Every day
Yeah.
she's going to get bigger. If
Yeah.
you want to hold your baby, you bother somebody. and
Yeah,
you
hold your baby.
Aw,
Hold your
that's
baby.
so nice of her to say to you.
No, the women
I know,
at
that's a
Women's
sweet thing to
Hospital,
say.
like the nurses
angels,
there,
every single
and the
one of
doctors
them.
there, I would
Oh,
die
And we're
for
not
them.
just saying that because they all buy their wedding gowns
was
here.
gonna
Like, it's
say.
actually true. Like, they're actual
We
angels.
are a sponsor of the Women's Hospital.
Yeah, like, we love them.
No, I love them so much. I would
We're
die
the
for
first
them.
step for most, for some.
I mean,
We're
Katie.
a step either before or after children.
Hold up.
somewhere around
Y'all
there.
are marrying guys that haven't even knocked you up yet.
How do you know they're
How
good?
do you know they're good?
Yeah, no, okay. So I was just telling Jay, so Marin is turning 6 on Friday.
Yeah.
And when they're that age, like Marin and Natalie, when Natalie was that age and it gets close to their birthday, when I wake them up in the morning, I go, oh my God, it's almost your birthday and you got bigger again. Overnight, you got bigger. I told you to stop doing that. I said, stay this size. And they both go, I can't stay that size. I have to get bigger. And then I'm like, no,
You know what
it's miserable.
You know what Charlotte's been doing? I told Gab about this. She had the audacity. I was on the phone with my mom.
She is her father's daughter.
She
Well,
is.
yeah.
The drama. She gaslights like her mother, but she does it in the most dramatic way like her father.
Like her dad. That's right.
Genuinely.
He's so dramatic.
She
Jesus.
was like, she said, I was on the phone with my mom and I was talking to my mom about like, oh yeah, Charlotte's got to go to the pediatrician and I'm going to have Jack ask the pediatrician this question about the car seat for the new baby, blah, 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 blah. I get off the phone after having just talked about both of them, but having talked about the new baby on the phone with my mom, and Charlotte goes, you never talk about me on the phone.
All we talk about is baby
Listen,
brother.
I can tell her that's categorically wrong. Okay?
No, for real.
That's so wrong.
I talk about
Tell her to call me. I'll be like,
constantly.
we only ever hear about you, Charlotte.
Yes, I talk
like,
about her constantly.
I've
She's
seen
the
every
light
picture
of
you
my
ever
life.
taken. I hear every story,
Truly.
everything you do.
No,
Oh my God.
genuinely. She can't fart without me telling somebody about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't believe you, though.
They don't believe me, no.
They don't believe you. Okay, so what's been going on around the store, guys? Like, you're here more than me. What's been going on?
First of all the mannequins are dressed and coordinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they look
Very proud of
fantastic.
that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They look great.
But no, store's been great. We missed last. Well, obviously we weren't open on the Sunday,
Yeah.
but last Sunday and Monday we went to New Orleans for
Yep.
Essence Market.
Essence Market. That's where we saw new gowns from Essence of Australia and Martina Liana.
Yes.
And new veils and accessories.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun. It was amazing to be in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
We literally drove in Saturday night after work.
Mhm.
Stayed at the Roosevelt.
We got to see
It was
Evelyn.
great.
We got to see Evelyn.
My girl. And you know what's so funny is Evelyn had all of the girls at the store that she works at now with her. And you know, it's like, how do I explain? The fun thing about New Orleans and like Louisiana in general is, you know, like when you go to New York or you go like to most major cities, they'll be like, oh, this is the touristy thing to do is like go to like, you know, 30 Rock or
Right.
like whatever. And they're like, but if you're really wanting to know the city, you go, you know, underground, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, find this little back alley spot that's got, it's like the best cheeseburger in the city. Like,
Right.
you know, every major city has something like that's the
Yeah.
vibe.
Only the locals
That
know.
is not New
No.
Orleans.
No.
Your tour. If you go to the places that are like quote unquote touristy, you're gonna get robbed.
Well, in Bourbon Street.
At least like know that you're in danger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, but like
Yeah.
tourists don't know that they're in danger in New Orleans because
Yeah.
they're like, well, this is like it's Bourbon Street. All you hear about is Bourbon Street.
How amazing. This is awesome. We're going to go down Bourbon Street. I'm going to hold
Yeah.
a snake
Yeah.
for a photo.
Canal,
The guy's going to steal my
like-
wallet.
Is this? We've been talking about this back and forth. Is the snake there anymore?
I don't think it
No.
is.
I don't think it is.
But
you
yet-
got to it.
Oh,
But yeah, it's
man.
fine.
All
It's
right,
fine. We're not
Keita.
going to talk about the horses with the carriages.
No, none of that. None of that. No, but we did what locals do, right?
Yeah.
We had a really nice dinner. We went to Commander's Palace.
And
Fantastic.
Evelyn would
was
text us
amazing.
to like meet up and be like, I brought the girls down Bourbon Street. They
We're
got
going
their
to-
fortune told.
Yeah.
We're going to
front of the
Lafitte
St. Louis
Blacksmith. I'm like, I will not be doing that. Thank you, though.
No. We're
Thank
we're
you.
going to be at the Sazerac at the Roosevelt
Yeah.
if you want to come and meet us after our dinner at Commander's Palace.
Yeah.
So
I did that when I was 17. Okay, I went to the pizza.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
God.
Okay, but it was really nice because in the past, when I've gone to Essence Market, I've had to go to either Kansas City, which is where they're located, which is like, it's fine. Like, Kansas City's fine.
It was nice.
It's nice.
The weather was great.
Right. Or they've held it in Charleston, which is beautiful, but very expensive and very hard to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year they did it in Miami. Also very beautiful, also very expensive.
Extremely expensive.
Yeah, Gab and I stayed in this like really wonky, weird Airbnb situation. It was very expensive.
Yeah.
So it was nice to just get in the car and drive down and like basically welcome everyone to our turf.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, no,
like
for
tell people
real.
where to go. Like,
My favorite was that, and Jay, you know, you're probably gonna want to cut this, but you know the drill. But,
we need like a safe word.
my favorite was that when
It's
we were
Jay, you're probably going to want
Yeah,
to cut
it's like-
this.
it's like,
Jay,
hey,
probably
cut
gonna wanna
this.
cut this. Like check with Sarah. My favorite thing about Essence Market being held in New Orleans was that we are at the Ritz-Carlton and they have
Yeah.
this beautiful show floor of
Yeah.
all of the dresses out.
Yeah.
It's stunning.
As far as the guy
Well,
can see.
We're walking through looking at the new Martina Liana line.
Yeah.
Stunning. So many good dresses from Martina Liana. And like as I'm looking, I can like look out the window, see across the street
Yeah.
on the balcony, somebody just lighting up a blunt.
Yeah, sure.
1 p.m. I said,
I don't
I
think we have
love
to
this
cut that.
city.
Hey, Sunday fun day. Okay, they were
was
trying to
Sunday.
relax. Like, what do you
It was
want?
at
I
church.
love this
Yeah.
city. I love. Now I've never been to any other Essence Market, but that made me feel at home.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen that at another
No. Well,
Market.
it made me feel at home.
At home.
correct.
Yeah.
We said, yep, we're here.
And then I'm like, okay, how can we market to do this every year? Because
Right.
everybody said how easy it was to get to.
Yep.
It was relatively inexpensive because it's in between Mardi Gras and Jazz Fest.
Correct. All
Weather was gorgeous.
all bullet points that I put in the very long email that I sent about why you should have it in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It was great. I thought it was wonderful. We got to watch some runway shows.
We did. Yes.
Honestly, that's my favorite part.
Gab
know.
mic'd us up for the runway show.
I did.
Yes.
I pulled a J and I mic'd up the girlies to go, or, you know, while y'all were sitting, of course, I was at the end of the runway doing my job, getting
Yeah.
content.
Yes.
We
and
literally put her in the corner.
all y'all did was talk about me.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're the
whole
light of
time.
our lives.
They're like, oh my God, Gab loves this one.
Yeah, Gab
oh,
did
does she
love
love it? And then y'all would like crane your necks to look at me and go, oh yeah, she's begging for this one. Yeah, she really likes that.
Yeah, because we could see her from like all the way. She was sitting at the bottom of the runway, just making a face like,
Please.
so funny. And she couldn't hear us because she was recording and she had
Right.
to watch the
See when
videos
y'all
back.
would look at me and I would go, are you looking at me? Yeah, I want this one.
Another video that I want Gab to make like a nice little compilation of to post on our Instagram is the number of times that we would see a dress and I would go, you'd go, oh, this is nice. And I go, it's okay. And then I would see it on the plus size model.
Yeah.
And I go, ooh, yeah, this eats. Yeah, this eats.
Every time.
How about every time?
Every time.
Every single time.
Every time they would walk it in
And
a straight
also-
size, we'd be like, this is okay.
I know that we missed our other girly who
Yeah.
usually does that. I hope she's on her honeymoon somewhere being fabulous. But
Yeah.
that model was great.
Gorgeous.
Me and her were vibing.
Yeah.
I was like, hey girl, look here.
No, she was stunning.
Chappelle, look here.
Chappelle.
So good.
Y'all haven't seen the video of
No,
Chapel
I have.
Row?
I know
Okay.
the reference. No, I
We've
know
seen
what we're
it.
referencing.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, like when you start going to these markets like so frequently, you recognize the models like from season to season, you know, and they recognize you and they'll do like a little like stop, turn.
Yeah.
You know, like, but they're really good at what
They're
they
really
do.
good.
Really
They're
good.
really great.
And we're just like brides. We can see the dress on a hanger, but when we see it on a person moving,
very
it
different.
changes completely.
It completely does.
Yeah, which to me is why it's so important to go to market.
Yes.
There are stores that don't. There are stores that order from pictures and videos, and like I think that's
Insane.
fine. But
Kukaka Insano.
no, I think it's like it's okay. I could never. I could never.
Well,
I have to see it.
There are, like, obviously we love doing this and like we're so grateful and thankful that you know, make your management team a part of what you
Yeah.
get to do. There's a lot of perks at this job.
Yeah.
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 And one of them is traveling to go and look
Market.
at beautiful dresses on
Yeah.
beautiful women.
Like
With other
no,
beautiful
I have to
women
go to Chicago
and
next
fabulous
week.
gay men.
Oh
It
no,
was amazing.
fabulous gay men. I mean, it really is like dreamland, right? Like, okay, so like we're going to Chicago Market, which we call Big Girl Market, right?
Yes.
Which is like, you know, and this is your first time.
I'm very excited. Yeah.
It's going to be really fun.
I know.
I'm like a little nervous.
Well, it's going to be snowing.
No, I'm a little bit nervous about bringing her just because, like, oh my gosh, whenever it was time to like buy at Essence, me and Gab were like,
well, here's the thing, and this is, I have it on a Smash or Pass question, but it's one of those things, and I was reflecting because I was like, wow, a different part of me came out whenever we were doing the Essence and Martina buy that usually doesn't really happen because, Katie is very headstrong. And I'm sure whenever you were little, people were like, wow, I bet she's going to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
They did. And I learned that meant bitch, actually.
Yeah.
That meant loud.
That actually is not a compliment.
No, it's not. Yes. And I had to like really, really like look inward and go, what happened? I think it's because I am so protective over Essence and Martina, and you are very protective over Maggie and Justin.
Mm-hmm. And that's so real.
And I'm like, because we need this. Also, we take different types of brides.
Yeah.
I get a lot of the girlies who are like, I want the old money, Kate Middleton, lace.
Yep. And you're like, step
on
this
a yacht,
way.
Yeah. And I want
in
the
Palm
lesbians.
Beach.
And I'm like, really, yes. But like I want.
You get the what?
And I want the lesbians. No, but I really do. I want the brides who are going to be more like, say, okay, let's go Art Deco. Let's go.
Taking a risk.
I want a bride who is describing the dress she wants in some way other than classic and timeless.
Yeah.
I love classic and timeless. Don't get it twisted. But oh my God, I can only eat vanilla cake so many times.
Yeah.
Oh, see? I eat it up every time.
Yeah, like that's my favorite flavor.
I love vanilla.
Now, don't get me wrong though. Martina has been hitting in the sense that they've been putting out some stuff.
But yet you fought me on every dress.
I didn't fight you on the Martinas.
Okay, you're learning what Katie does at Market. Okay, like she critiques every single dress and makes me fight for them.
Yes, there is one dress that she keeps bringing up, and I had to look at her today and hold both of her little baby hands and say, "Hey, babe." It's just one dress.
I know. Well, it's I had to show her. It was that fitted, clean, classic one that we were talking about getting in Plus. Because I had to I showed her today, I was like, we have 4 of these. We have 4 of these, and they don't get pulled, and they don't get ordered.
Maybe
and I told her, I said, I know in Sarah's brain, it's like, oh, we don't have this. Sarah doesn't know we have it because she doesn't see any orders come through for it.
Yeah.
So,
which is valid.
Yes,
which is valid.
But
I'm looking at it holistically. Like when I go, I'm looking at this as a collection, and I know that I have to purchase a certain number of these dresses. And then in my brain, I'm going, which of these dresses is going to perform the best in our store?
Sure. I told Gab, I did explain it to her not long after because we literally got done like placing the order and Gab went, we're still friends, right? I said, bitch, yes. But I said, you're going to learn when you're in Chicago and you're having to stick to a budget with like Maggie and Justin. You're going to have a moment where you see these dresses in person in Chicago and you go, oh, I wish we could get more. But it's like, it's not that.
But that's always true. We always wish we could get more.
I guess. But Chicago Market always happens after Essence and Martina Market.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
And so we always go into Chicago with me having to work with what is left from what Gab said, yeah, we should get it. Yeah, we should get it. Oh, I love this. This looks so good on Instagram. I want this for Instagram too. And so then by the time
that's an important role, Gab.
You're going to see some shit from Maggie and you're going to go, this would look so good on Instagram. And you're going to...
We grabbed Remy for Instagram and the bitches love it.
Yeah, they love it.
I think that's a different thing from what I'm describing. Remy is very different. Remy was like a one of a kind.
Yeah.
We have to have something like that.
To be fair.
Send Jay a picture of Remy so he can put it up here.
Okay. I think it's just one of those things that like I said, we take different types of brides. And I'm like, no, I literally, I had this appointment. It was terrifying because I couldn't find her something that she loved. And if I had this, she would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and then I'm also thinking about, and again, don't know if we're going to have to cut this, but I am also thinking about that I know Essence and Martina is always going to be a good, like, they're bread and butter. Like, it is, our brides are going to, they're going to like Essence and Martina.
They're going to like it.
They do a lot of different things very well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I remember right when I first started working here, I really wanted Katie to like me.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. Why?
I know. Because I thought you were cool.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Stop, guys.
What's wrong with her?
Well, anyway. And it was whenever
Mommy
I was in.
Sure.
She said, my bad, Jay, cut that too.
No, if you cover
Leave
your
that
mouth, I
in.
can't read your lips.
I forgot.
You're being ableist right now. Anyway, so yeah. No, whenever I first started here, I wanted Katie to like me, and during one of our shifts, because you were showing me like where all the designers were laid out and all this other kind of stuff, and you were giving your own opinions per designer, and it was before I had even tried on dresses, and I was like, Katie, so if a bride says yes to a dress, like what's like the cool girl designer, like which
I'm
is
the reason
like
she
your
got a
thing?
Maggie.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh my God, Maggie Sotero by far, and I was like, Maggie Sotero by far, okay.
She got married in a Maggie Sotero dress.
I did.
Yeah.
She
I
picked
did.
it a week after
With
that
Martina
conversation.
Liana sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look,
Congratulations, Martina.
what it comes down to is like every designer that we have in the store, we have for a different reason,
Yes.
right? They're different from each other.
Yes.
It's what our brides are
Yeah.
wanting. And I think sometimes Katie roots for the underdog,
Oh, extremely.
right?
Extremely.
like-
She's like, this is ugly. We need it.
Yeah. But also like
Y'all
when
be careful calling Maggie an underdog.
I'm just saying when something is like performing, it's, much more than anything else. Katie's rooting for, and that's what you should be doing as a
Yes.
sales manager. You should
want
be making
something
sure that we
different.
get a return on investment in everything that we have in the store. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. Very
But that's
much.
why I like having both of you at Market. Like I will fuss at you. I will do that again. I did it at
Oh my
Essence
God, you
Market. I
fussed
will
at
do it
us?
again.
That was her version of fussing at us.
Yeah.
It didn't
When I
resonate
said
at
I'm
all.
the owner and I want this dress and I'm getting it. That was me
Oh,
fussing
that was
at
for
y'all.
that one dress.
One dress.
I'm determined to sell that dress.
We're gonna
I'm
sell
determined
it.
to have a bride say yes. Like, yeah.
You're
Way to
going
change your
to.
verbiage there. I've been telling the girls that. I said, I don't like whenever y'all use the term like, oh, I sold this, I sold that. I said, you should be saying you had a bride that said yes to this.
Yeah.
Or you had a bride that fell in love
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
when you say sell, you're detaching yourself from the actual thing
know.
that's happening, which
That's
is
true.
somebody finding the one. But I had that discussion with God. That's why she just like switched up what she said.
Yeah.
I'm like, we have to
Switch.
stay connected to the humanity of what we do at all
Yeah.
times. And I'm
Well,
saying
it's-
that as the sales manager. Like, the sales are important to me, but like,
It's the fairy tale. It's the love story. Like, brides are saying yes to a dress.
I also genuinely
I
do
love that you
believe-
guys get this because like this is a business where like the goal here is to make money,
Or-
right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
some
But,
people become very jaded.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. But like ultimately, like we're making money here. It's not a
Yeah.
charity, but like it's
We do
we're
get paid
doing
to do
it.
this.
Yeah. You
Shockingly enough.
You did get initiatives, but like you're staying true to what matters here, which is like, this is like something that matters. It's not silly. It's not
Well,
funny.
I also am a firm believer that if you are truly not pretending, but genuinely in it for the brides and in it because you care about women and
Mhm.
you are supporting them on like what is at this point in their lives the most important day of their life.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if you're really in it for that reason and like just a true love and respect for women of all shapes and sizes and everything, money will fall in your lap.
yeah.
Like the sales
I
happen. That's
fully
the
agree with
easy
that.
It
part.
just comes into
I fully
like,
agree with that.
But
They
staying
just-
connected to that mission is
Yeah.
like you have to constantly reinforce that with your staff,
yes.
with yourself,
Yes.
with your brides,
Yeah.
and then with your brides, they understand that like, oh, you're buying into this,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it easier for them to kind of buy into it as like this, like, let me really indulge myself in this process as
Yeah.
like, let me allow myself to fall in love, you know?
It's important to me that, okay, so we send out every bride that buys a dress here, they get a survey from us after they purchase it. And it's like, what went well, what didn't go well, what was your favorite part of the appointment, whatever. And they always say like, oh, I found my dress and it was wonderful and like the inventory was great. But what makes me the most proud is when they say, so-and-so is my stylist and they really believe in what they're doing and it shows and I love it. And they say that frequently. So like it's a check-in for me to tell me that you guys buy into what we do and prove it with your customers.
Well, like your Russian
money will
bride
follow.
once beautifully said, we're just girls.
We're just girls.
We're all just girls.
We are just girls.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
What a time. Like, what a fun industry to be in. Like, I don't take it for granted. Like,
No.
next year we're coming up on 20 years and I still feel like what a fun joyful thing to do.
I know, like,
Yeah.
I get excited to talk about work.
Yeah.
Not many people do.
Yeah.
And, like, especially, like, my other peers in their mid to late 20s.
God.
It's fine.
Yeah, it really is fine.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it totally is.
It's really fine.
Yeah, like they're like, I don't know what half of my friends do. I'm like, I don't know. I think she sells chemicals.
Yeah.
Something. One of my really good friends is she's a part of the marketing team for a motocross company, and I'm like, babe,
Okay.
that's a little. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
She's like, it's really not. It's very boring. It's a bunch of men. I'm like, I know. So like, this is a very special, very cool,
It is.
different thing. And like, people have questions.
Yeah.
People ask me stuff. They're like,
Right.
oh
Yeah.
my God, that's so cool.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it is.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I rarely get oh, okay. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm a bridal stylist. Really?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and I said, yes. Yeah. I sell wedding dresses.
What do you think is the most common question you get when you tell people what you do?
Well, when I tell people I'm a bridal stylist, they go, oh, do you do hair? And I say, no.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said, oh no, like I work at a bridal salon, which salon doesn't help either.
Right. No.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I
sell wedding
pick out and
dresses.
sell the dresses, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
When I tell people what I do for a living, they always say, "Oh my gosh, how do you deal with all the bridezillas?"
The bridezillas.
Every time.
It
And why is
pisses
our
me off.
instinct to assume that
Like women are horrible.
working with women must be god awful?
Yeah, it pisses me off, and I immediately answer them something, whatever quip like comes to my head very quickly. But it's usually like, "All my brides are angels." Like I don't like. What are you talking about?
I tell them straight up.
I go the route. I don't know, but I've met a couple of momzillas.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I tell them all the time.
It's the mom, it's the
first
sister.
thing
It's
I
not my bride.
say is, I have never met a bridezilla. I have met brides that were mean people, but they were mean people before they got engaged.
Yeah.
Stop acting like they.
No,
like a woman
it's
gets a
so
ring
real.
on her
We can peg it
finger.
immediately.
A woman gets a ring on her finger and becomes a bridezilla. No, Ashley,
She was
your
mean.
sister wants you to wear butter yellow as a bridesmaid. That doesn't make her a bridezilla.
No.
Yeah, she's just mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I say I've got sister zillas, I've got mom
Yeah.
zillas, I've got friend from high school zillas. Like
Yeah.
I've met plenty of zillas, but it's never the bride. The bride is a woman who is wanting for a very special day of her life to be treated like her opinions and what she wants matters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why is that such a dick move of her?
I don't know.
Yeah, some people don't enjoy being the center of attention, and like sometimes whenever you are the bride, you're like, oh, I get to pick out the colors.
Right.
I get to say what time people show up to everything. That's
Right.
amazing.
Okay, so we opened up our stories today and we asked if anyone had questions for
We did.
us to, answer
Yes.
on the podcast.
Yes, I have some written down.
Yeah. Okay. So someone asked us, now that all three of you are married and had a wedding, does that change how you relate to your brides?
Yes,
Mhm.
technically. So I started working here when I was already engaged.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like a couple weeks in, like I said yes to a dress. And then from there, just hit the ground
Yeah.
running.
Right.
But I feel like now I have the mindset of, back in my day.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
A
like,
year
"Oh,
ago.
I get it. Yeah. Like when I was planning my wedding. Yes. So, because, sometimes like you can just like wax poetic about
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And if they're like, we do the pre-appointment phone call, we ask, hey, how's wedding planning going? And if they pause and go, I'm like,
You're like,
it's
girl,
okay.
I know.
Girl, I know.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything is okay. Some people just can't get their shit together.
That's so good.
Yeah. So, like whenever we're in the dressing rooms and she's like, oh my God, I love this dress. I'm like, yes, it's going to look so great with your venue. You know this venue? Yes, of course. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a common, it's a common interest.
Yeah.
I was always interested, but now I'm even more interested because like I know how exciting it was.
Yeah. You have that fresh perspective.
Yeah, like right before you walk down the aisle where everyone is out there and you're like,
Yeah.
I know what that is like now. So you should want to have a dress that you love to do that.
Yeah.
I very much so. I've always had like, empathy with our brides and stuff. And like, I've always been able to kind of like sympathize with like what is happening and what they're, I don't want to say going through. It sounds like it's
You're like
something
an
bad,
empath.
but like what
She's such an empath.
what their experience is.
That's
But-
exactly what I would say about Katie.
Totally.
But that, all right. Somebody's trying to get hit, and I don't know which one of y'all it is.
That was such a nice sentiment.
No, I told them earlier today, I was like, I think everyone forgot that they're supposed to be walking on eggshells around me. Like, did everyone forget that I'm crazier right now because I'm pregnant? Not Jay. Not Jay. Jay, what did you say earlier?
You're like really good at catching things.
Yeah, he was like, I think you're probably great at sports. I said, thank you, Jay.
Nobody would ever say that to you.
No, I know, and it's only because me and Justine were like ragging on her.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I pay him. Literally, that's it.
Okay. You pay Jack, and he's not always that nice to me.
Well, that's true.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's true. Okay, tell us more about how you're an empath with your brides.
Anyway, I've always been, because I started in bridal at such a young age, I didn't really get it when I first started, and I kind of had to start getting it.
Yeah.
And I really I feel like I've heard so many stories at this point about like what exactly the process is like for them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't experience that.
Yeah.
That wedding planning process did not happen for me. Well,
your perspective is very different.
It very much so is. And I also
we forced you to pick a date.
Yes, I was like technically engaged for a very, very long time. And I also the girls were literally, this perfect example, they were saying at the bridal show, they were like, it's so chic to be a fiance. Like they said that.
It's true.
And I was like, dude, I disagree. Like to
be fair, Justine and Reese said that.
Yeah.
I did not agree.
Okay.
I was like, I just feel like
I think it is. It's like this
it's
small
fun.
period of time in your life.
I was gonna say it's a very small period of time in your life.
Yeah.
But I was like embarrassed to call Jack my fiance.
What?
I was like, that's the father of my child.
Oh.
Well, okay.
I was like, that is so embarrassing to sit there and be like, my fiance, like, oh my God, I think he likes me. That's what it felt like to me whenever I was like, that is my husband. Like, and it has felt like that for years. Like, we've been
You have
together
called him your husband for a very long time.
Right.
I have, because it's weird not to. I file both of our taxes. Okay? We have a joint bank account. We got one kid on the way and another one that is actively defying what comes out of both of our mouths. And that's teamwork.
Yeah,
okay?
that's true.
And so I didn't really, I don't know. I don't know that it really shifted how, like getting married, I don't know that it shifted how I view my brides, because I have always kind of come at it from the outside. You know what I mean?
But you also had that moment of like when you had to, we had a whole appointment for you to pick a dress. You had to have that moment where you had to decide which dress was the most reflective of you as a bride.
That is very true. And I trusted my stylist, because in that moment I was truly like, I don't know what to do. And I knew that like Justine would not steer me wrong, because I wouldn't steer my brides wrong.
Yeah.
And so I just trusted Justine when she was like doing the math for me of like, well, if you love this dress this much and this dress this much, but you love the one in black a little like more, like if this one, and so she's like literally doing the math for me. And I finally just went, I'm going to trust her. And I did. And she was right. Yeah. And I loved it. So that definitely does impact kind of how I talk. I tell my brides all the time, I'm like, the dress I got married in, I fell in love with it 3 years before I ever tried it on in an appointment. I just tried it on for funsies. Yeah. I loved it. Nothing was beating it. And then still nothing beat it. And that's how that works. But yeah, but I definitely have always felt a little bit outside of the process, mostly because when I first started in bridal, I was working with dresses that were at a much lower price point, and I was a teenager and I couldn't afford them. Yeah. And now I'm working with dresses that are at a higher price point, and I'm an adult with 2 kids at this point, and I can't afford them. So I'm like very much so like with my brides, I have always had to kind of get in their headspace in terms of like if my parents, which
you had to cosplay a little bit.
It's kind of what ended up happening, because Sarah is like, she's my work mom. But I was like, if I had the kind of parents that would just be like,
whatever you want, baby.
Whatever you want, baby. Like, what would I? And so it is an adjustment kind of psychologically, but I just love my brides. I think I've always been able to kind of think, okay, they're definitely in a different place than me. Yeah. But like kind of respecting that process.
Katie does an excellent job of seeing her brides as like whole people that happen to be getting married. Yes. Okay. And so like that's like a trap that we fall into sometimes where we're like, they're a bride. They're just a bride. They're a bride. They're getting married. But like you do an excellent job of being like, actually, this is like a whole person who is engaged and getting married, but like we have to treat them as a whole person. And that's an important thing to remember.
Thank you so much. That's actually such a compliment. I was just talking to Jack the other day about, he was talking about how he saw a video on TikTok of somebody having like some kind of, like, he didn't even say they were having a mental breakdown. He was like, oh my God, she said this person just went crazy on TikTok. I said, I just feel bad when people film those things because that's a person that is having like a psychological
like
break.
Something's happening.
Something's happening.
That's a whole person.
Yes. And he was like, yeah, but like that doesn't mean, I said, I'm not saying they're a good person.
No,
being mentally ill doesn't make you a good person. It's not an excuse. But I think about that with my brides all the time when we talk about how they'll have like kind of unhealthy relationships with their mothers or like things like that, where I'm like, I don't mean it as a diss, and I don't mean it as an excuse for your behavior either. I'm simply, it helps me understand who you are as a person better.
Yeah.
To understand that, like, oh, well, like, this is the way that you're going to be interacting with your mom because, and I think I talked about this on an episode a while back.
Probably, yeah.
But it's definitely like part of the job is pattern recognition of not just like the puzzle pieces we're putting together to find the dress, but also who they are as a person. I said it whenever I helped Gab's future sister-in-law find her dress. I told Gab, I said, that's all the proof you need that she's an angel is by the dress that she picked. Because the dress you picked says a lot about who you are as a person.
That's true.
It does.
She picked a dress that tells me that that girl's an angel on earth.
She really is.
She really is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I know she seemed really sweet. So the follow-up question to that is, would you tell a bride if she's wearing the dress that you got married in? Would you tell her?
Yeah, because I can hold water.
Katie can't help it.
No, I feel it out.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't help that no one has picked my wedding dress.
It was a unique purchase.
It was beautiful, Gab. It was so beautiful, and it was very
perfect
specific
for you.
style for you.
It truly was, and we're not being sarcastic. That was a beautiful dress.
Thank you. I know, and part of the like, how does that help you relate to the brides? Like, I tell brides all the time because they're like, oh, how do I know? How do I know? What if I pick this, but then y'all go to market and I see the stories, me. I always say, no, I've been working here for over 2 years now, and whenever I picked my dress, even like all the brand new ones that I see, like, of course, I think they're gorgeous. I would not pick it over the wedding dress that I had.
Yeah.
Still.
I think other dresses besides your wedding dress are just pretty dresses.
Yes.
There is an emotional attachment.
Oh my God, I love her. Even though she's still in the bag in a ball in my closet.
Don't tell me about that.
Fine.
Don't talk to me about that kind of stuff.
We're going to get it preserved.
Mine is hanging in a garment bag in my closet.
Oh, it's hanging in the garment bag, but I cut off all of the...
Right.
Yep. Because you're supposed to.
I didn't
do that.
I didn't.
I know you didn't, Ben.
Yeah, we know.
It's fine.
But there's an emotional attachment that you have. It's more than just a dress at that point. That's like the dress that you're getting married in. It's like a
emotional purchase.
It is. So like, I don't know, brides get so worried about that kind of stuff. Or they'll say like, am I still going to like this dress in 10 years? And I'm like, in 10 years, it might not be the dress that you would choose because you're choosing something that's like a moment in time.
I know. Sometimes I don't, but like whenever brides say that, I'm like, okay, do you still love your prom dress?
Yeah.
Because at that point, that's 10 years ago.
Well, no,
Right.
It was, I don't know.
You love the emotion attached to it.
Yeah.
I actually saw a really interesting TikTok today that is, I think, it refers to this conversation. This girl was talking about how she was like, I keep seeing people talk about how like, oh, well, my biggest fear is that I'm going to get my wedding dress and like people are going to look back on it, in the future, they're going to look back and be like, oh, you can tell she got married in 2026.
Yeah, I've seen this conversation pop up on TikTok.
I saw it too.
Yes.
I know.
And it's like, I'm sorry. I don't know.
You need to weigh in on it on TikTok.
Here's what I'll tell you. It is very, very possible to get married in something where you look back at the photos. And there are dresses like that people say yes to every day here that you can look back on in 50 years and you're not going to be able to tell what year you got married in. You're not.
No.
Respectfully, I want to know that my grandchildren will look back at my wedding dress and go, what a bad bitch.
Yeah.
What? Because when I look back at pictures of like my mom or my grandma, like the pictures of my mom's wedding dress, adorable, precious for the time, absolutely. My favorite picture of my mom when she was my age is this picture where like she's wearing like a denim jacket and like some like like black tights, and it's like the most like 90s punk thing.
Yeah.
Which I know that's like not who she was as a person either, but it's the kind of picture where she's kind of like just looking off kind of sadly into the distance, which you would be too if you were stuck in Pineville, Louisiana. But I said what I said. Don't cut that. I said what I said.
Yeah, we stand by that.
It's the kind of picture where like she doesn't have a cig in her hand, but she looks like she should.
Yeah.
And there's definitely like, you just look at the picture and you know those birthday cards where you open it and music starts playing? Every time you look at the picture, You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette starts playing.
That's so good.
And then you look away and it stops, and you look back and it starts back.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but like, so they'll ask that question and be like, oh my God, am I going to like this in 20 years? And I like to tell the story of like moms come in here with their daughters and their daughters shopping for a wedding gown. And you start talking to mom about her dress and she might even show you a picture of it.
She will.
And it's the most god awful 90s thing you've ever seen.
It's Princess Diana.
And she doesn't go, look how ugly it is. She goes, I loved it. I loved this dress.
Look
I
at
felt
it.
so beautiful.
I had puff sleeves and long sleeves in July.
She's not like, oh God, it's horrible. She fills with emotion and it's a happy one.
No,
Actually,
even my mom,
Justine
who
tells
is
the story.
divorced, still
It's not a
loves her
secret. We
dress.
can, yeah.
Still loves her
Justine
dress.
tells this story about the mom that she had. The only time she's ever heard a mom not do that was the mom who said, oh my God, yeah, it was a beautiful dress. You should have seen the one I wanted to get.
Ooh, that's powerful.
That is powerful.
And Justine, I think, said it when she was on the podcast. But that was
is
like,
powerful.
Jay knows, but that like got me like, that's so true though, because
That
when
hurts my heart.
When I have a
I know.
bride
That is hurtful.
who kind of
Makes me want to like put her in dresses.
Yeah, when I have a bride who kind of has a party that's encouraging her to get something, and like we know it's not the one. We know which one is the one.
Because we can tell.
Yeah.
We can read body language.
tell.
It's our whole job. Like,
Right.
And all I
whole
think
store
about is
can
that
tell.
mom. Yeah. And here's the
And
thing.
her people can
Your
tell.
people can tell too.
They can tell too.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But they have their opinions, whatever. But it's true. Like I think you form an attachment, an emotional attachment with it, and that transcends any
It does.
trend or whatever.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay. All right. Next question is, Sarah, what is your favorite designer that we carry?
Sarah, what is your favorite designer that we carry?
Okay. I love all my girls.
Yeah.
I love all my
Totally.
girls.
And Guy.
And Guy.
Justin Alexander.
That's right. And it changes from time to time, right? Like every day I have a different favorite dress, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not just based on sales, but right now I really love what Maggie Sotero is doing in bridal because they're not afraid to take a risk with something. So they'll take something that's like trendy and they'll just design the hell out of it. And then they'll pare back a little bit, but not too much.
No.
So it has something to it that is like just a little bit edgy and like fresh.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like hairstylists that do a lot of brunette and a lot of blonde. They get really excited when someone wants streaks of pink in their hair. So that's kind of how I am with it. I love it. I love what they give to us. I'm excited to see it in Chicago.
I am always excited for Maggie.
Yeah.
I'm every
Probably for the
time.
same reason.
Well, yeah, I actually love Sotero and Midgley.
Yeah, that's their higher end
Yes.
collection. Yes.
then
They take a little bit more risk there.
And then also like I love Justin Alexander so much. Justin Alexander's signature. Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
It's couture.
It's couture.
It really is.
It's for the bride that really wants something Instagram worthy. People are going to talk about how unique it was. Yeah.
Oh, we should clarify that, by the way, because Gab did say this earlier, and I want to clarify. Whenever we were talking about Maggie's or whatever, and I was talking about how much I love them, and Gab said something like, Katie loves ugly stuff.
No, Maggie's not ugly.
Maggie's not ugly. No, she's referencing something that I always say, which is like, no offense to Louisiana, but it is a common thing that sometimes down here when we see couture, we go, "Oh, that's ugly," and that's
that's
just
wild.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's something that I hear a lot from brides, like aunts or something,
Right.
you know? And so that's the joke that
That's
I always
ugly.
make. Is like, well, you know me, I love ugly stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want it to look couture. It
different.
needs to look a little bit out of place and
Right.
like next to the dresses it's next to, and that makes me go, yeah, I like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's why
My favorite thing in the world is when a dress is a little bit edgy and a little bit different, and it makes you look at it. But you also see the bride just as much, and she's like wearing the hell out of it.
Yes.
I could look at pictures of a wedding like that for hours. Like, just give me all the media, show me every picture of this bride owning this very unique neckline. Oh God, I just love it. I just love it.
I love it. You?
Okay, there's this dress called You from Justin Alexander. It's a Justin Alexander signature gown. It's fitted. It's everything about it is clean and classic and traditional, except for this neckline that's this like beautiful wrapped piece of fabric that looks kind of like a rose, but not really. I would die for that dress. I would die for that dress.
It goes off to the side. We will post a picture of it.
She's unbelievable. That dress is unbelievable.
So good.
As soon as I saw it at market, I was like, we have to have this dress. I was like, I don't even care if it sells. I just have to I have to possess that dress in the store so we can look at it.
Yeah.
She's stunning.
Yeah.
And
stunning.
Brides have really liked it.
Yeah.
I've had that be in like the top 2 running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a couple of appointments.
And it's okay with me if that is only ever 1 or 2 brides.
Yeah.
That's all it's ever going to be.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, like it's
I love that dress. She's perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, next question is, what is the turnaround time for dresses like these days? Okay. We're in a whole new world post-COVID.
True.
They ramped up production on a lot of dresses. So a lot of our designers have inventory now, more than they ever did. Like before COVID, it was like good luck trying to find this dress in stock somewhere. Now they really do a good job of like making sure that they have popular sizes available to us. So there are some dresses that we can get in 2 or 3 weeks if we need to.
I know one of my bride's dresses just came in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She didn't even need it in 2 weeks.
No,
Right.
she didn't.
But then there's still dresses that take standard production and we're getting them in 6 months.
6 months.
So when we tell you that it can take 6 months to get a dress, that's what you should count on.
Please.
That's what you should count on. But if your wedding is in less than 6 months, we have a lot more options than we used to.
The tricky thing is that designers are actually keeping more dresses in stock than they are accessories.
Yeah.
Like just today,
The
we
dress
had a
will come
bride-
in 2 weeks and we're waiting on the veil for a month.
Just today, we had a bride call to book her pickup appointment because she ordered her dress 2 weeks ago and it came in. And that's the one Gab was just talking about.
Yeah.
And last minute, literally when Justine was about to get off the phone, she went, "Oh, wait, just like, by the way, like your dress is here.
The topper is
your
not.
topper
Right.
won't be in until July."
Right.
And it's like that. I know that's when we were expecting the dress, so it's kind of like, are you sure? Is it really
if
gonna
you
be
want to
in any
wait,
week? And like, who knows? Maybe they do have it in stock, but like they don't.
Probably
like, they're
not.
gonna.
No.
Right.
It was a relatively new accessory as well.
Yeah. I know that's always such a letdown.
Yeah, but I also like it's something for brides to know going into an appointment. Is there was a time in which I would be like, yeah, and like you can get your dress, and then like I know like if we had an appointment that's very exhausting in terms of actually finding the dress and it's like mentally exhausting, the impulse is to just say like, okay, let's just push accessories to another day, which is still fine, but it's like, let's make that other day like a month from now and not like 6 months from now.
Exactly.
Right? Not like when the dress comes in, we look at veils. Like,
and we're not just pressuring you to sell something that day. Like it's legitimately true. Like they're taking,
it makes no difference to me at the end of the year if you came back a month later or 6 months later to find your veil. Like
we just want our brides to have as many options as possible. And it is true. The longer you wait for your dress, accessory, whatever, the less options you have.
I had a bride that we met at the bridal show, and she was asking me, hey, how long do dresses take to come in? Because she was a little bit freaking out because her wedding is next March, which is officially less than a year.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, like right now, like, you know, I always say the long story short answer is we have options.
Yeah, lots of options. I love that. We used to not. We used to not.
I can always pull from stock. There's Rush. Or right now, you know, in between 6 to 8 months, right now they're taking more like 6 months. And she went, really?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. And she said, oh my God, I just went shopping this weekend and they told me 11 months. And I said, who told you that? And she was like, I don't really remember, but I just really got scared and it almost made me want to like stop looking for a while because it was just overwhelming. And I said, I don't want to flat out say that they lied.
Yeah, I wouldn't work with a designer that
true.
was giving an 11-month delivery time. There's no way.
There's no way. Because also, that's not realistic.
It's not.
Oh my God, we live in South Louisiana.
Yeah.
You can plan a wedding in 3 months.
You sure can.
You can plan a wedding dinner in like a week and a half.
Yeah, we did it. We did it.
We did it.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I do love that we have so many more options. I'm telling y'all, like pre-COVID years ago, it was like you either, if your wedding was in less than 6 months, you better hope that designer has a rush option and it's very expensive.
Exactly. I know.
Now we just pop on that portal and we're like, oh, you need a 10. They have a 12 in stock. We can get it in 2 weeks. Tailor it down to you. Great. I love options.
Me too.
I love options.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question is, how do we deal with bridezillas? Y'all quit asking me this question.
We already
quit asking me this question.
We don't have to deal with them. We don't have them.
Nope, we don't have them. They don't exist.
I know that sounds like a PR answer, but it is true.
No, that's just the patriarchy taking control and telling you there's bridezillas. Groomzillas. No one talks about groomzillas.
It always comes down to the patriarchy.
No,
Always
and let's
does.
be honest, because a groomzilla exists, but it's not a guy sitting there freaking out about the fact that what do you mean we're not going to have peonies in the bouquet?
Right.
No, it's a guy freaking out and going, oh my God, where am I going to watch the game?
Yeah.
No, like, fuck
The
you guys.
priest said I can't drink before the ceremony.
The photographer's being a real bitch. Like, I've heard that one before. Yeah. No, I have, because they're like, all I wanted to do was go to the reception and we had to take it. Yeah, babe. Yeah. This is your wedding day and you paid a lot of money for a photographer.
Yeah, you're going to be in some pictures. I'm sorry.
Yeah, God forbid your wife wants to remember this.
We're going to have an entire episode about groomzillas.
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should have the Jacks on.
Yeah.
And Eric.
We should.
Oh, yeah. We should.
really
And we should just grill them.
We should.
Yeah. Except they're all angels and they're going to be like, I don't know. It was a really fun day and I took a lot of pictures.
No, but they're angels in the sense that they are, when we sit there and bitch about men, it just sounds like we're sitting here bitching about men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they are all very aware.
Friends and acquaintances who they've witnessed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I know a few.
Next question, and I think this one is like really important. Gab, how'd you get so hot and sexy?
Who wrote that in?
I don't know. It's on here. Someone did.
Well,
How'd that happen, Gab?
I hop up out of the bed and I turn my swag on. So I don't know.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Next question.
Okay. Okay. The next question is, do you have any crazy stories? Do we have any crazy stories?
We have some crazy
We
stories.
have plenty. And they're not always about customers.
No.
A lot of times they're about these idiots that work here.
Yeah, actually, where do I actually don't know where to like begin on crazy stories. That's
What about the bride that asked Gab what else she does for work?
yeah, that was fun.
that was really fun. So
You're like, hey, you're looking at it.
It was amazing. We had an amazing appointment. We really clicked. We were keying the entire time. And we get back into the dressing room. I am unclipping her. I'm telling her what the next steps are. I'm like, all right, my girl, I'm going to get you measured. Go ahead and get back dressed. I'm just going to do it, And she looks at me so earnestly and said, so what else do you do for work? And I said, what? Because
I wasn't here.
It was a weekday appointment.
Yeah.
I assumed I didn't hear her.
Yeah, because you are a deaf whore, right?
And she said, oh, like, do you have a second job? And I said,
No, that's what she said. What's your second job?
yes,
What's your
that's what it was.
second
She said,
job?
well, what's your second job? And I said, oh, no, I work here full time.
You should have said you're a mom too.
I said, no, I work here full time. And she went, oh, really? And I said, yeah, babe, I'm the manager.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, I'm so happy the manager helped me. And I said, you can't take it back.
No, because
You can't take it back.
No,
that is out there in the universe. We
who
all
was
heard it.
Was it like the freaking AC guy that came in here, or was it?
It was the fire extinguisher guy. And I hope he's listening.
He
because
came
we're going to
in-
tell your story.
This is a great story. Can I tell it? Because it actively did happen to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so they come in, they're asking me for a check, and I'm like, oh, whoa. First of all, who are you?
Yeah.
What do you need to be paid for?
Right.
I'm not about to just go ask Sarah for money,
Right.
per usual. And they're asking me, and I said, okay, let me just like go and check. I go in the back. I'm like, fire extinguisher people? You're like, send them away. And I said, okay. So they did. They come back a couple days later, and they're like, okay, hey, like, we're the fire extinguisher inspection people. And I said, okay, do you need to be paid, or do you have to come and provide the service? And this man looked me in my eyes and said, is there a man who works here? And I
Pissed
said,
me off.
and I said, and Abby was right next to me, and Abby was brand new. And I said, no, we don't employ men.
Yeah, no.
And he said, there's not a manager. I said, I'm the manager. What do you need?
What do you need?
I wasn't the manager at the time.
Yeah. Is there a man that works here?
Is there a man
and there
that
never
works
will
here?
be.
No, we
Wow.
don't employ men. Yeah. I was hot.
Yeah.
I was hot that day. I texted you and I was like,
Ooh, that pissed me off.
Yeah, we were all kind of heated about that one.
Mm-hmm.
I, as usual, was just like, God, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
God, I wish I was there. That's
Yeah.
literally like my impulse.
I handled it pretty
told
well.
the girls
You did,
earlier
I'm sure you did. I
today.
wish I could channel her sometimes.
Oh,
though.
I know.
I'm like, what would
because
Katie
like
say?
she needed to go like,
No,
like,
y'all don't understand. People always say that. Like the other day, the sushi place didn't give me what I ordered, and I drove up there to get it, and they were like visibly scared of me. And Jack was like, "Don't go burning any bridges. We eat there a lot." And I'm like, I don't yell at people. Like I think there's a common misconception that people think that if Katie's upset, I'm sitting there, I'm cussing. You know why they were scared? Because on the order, when we had ordered it, it had said, I'm so sorry you're catching heat, Geisha. I love you. But it had said, like, no
Name dropping.
sashimi.
Shit. They're not going to sponsor us now.
No, first of all, no, because anyone,
It's okay, sponsors are
anyone who
knocking down
knows
our door.
good sushi is going to know that I'm talking about Geisha when I say what I'm about to say.
Okay.
I had gotten, like, the nachos that were, like, the snow crab on the, and it said, no sashimi, please, due to pregnancy. Jack had placed the order.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when I went to pick it up, and I literally drove home, and I opened the box, and the nachos weren't there. And I don't know if you've ever been pregnant and not received the food you were looking forward to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's not
from
good.
The other
It's not
room,
good.
Jack heard me go, motherfuckers! And he was like, Charlotte
Not
wasn't
good.
home, by the way. I feel like I need to note that I would never cuss like that. I mean, I would, but not like that.
Yes, you would.
I would say the F word in front of her, but not that aggressively.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going back and like blah blah blah, and he goes, okay. And I said bye. And I like left, and I called them and I said, hi, so I just picked this up and they didn't have them. And I said, I would like to also place an order for some like calamari or whatever. And they ended up like, I went to go pick it up and this poor little like 16-year-old that's at the host stand is like, here's your food.
Yes.
And
Scary
I'm like-
lady.
I'm like, at
leave,
no
scary
point
lady.
did I yell at anyone,
Yeah.
but it was just me going,
Hey, you didn't do your job.
Listen, I really need this because I really, really want it really bad and I'll cry.
Do you want me to cry?
I'm very transparent about like, here's the thing, like it will keep me up tonight if I don't get to eat this, you know?
Yeah.
But same thing, like if I were in that situation, I just told them because we were talking about Gab getting fussed at by somebody.
Yeah.
And she was like, it was embarrassing. Like, it was really embarrassing. Same thing I would have done to the guy who just asked for a man. You
Yeah.
literally sit there, look them dead in their eyes and go, did you just shit your pants? Did you just... No, because, like, why not? Because now we're both embarrassed, okay?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I know.
Yes, if you look a human being in their eyes and you ask them, no, genuinely.
It's like that scene from The Office where like, Kelly's like, I'll be mean to her if you want me to.
Yeah.
She goes,
Jessica, did you just fart?
That's it. No, but like, you've never looked a man in his eyes and gone, are you supposed to have like another grown up with you right now? Have you never done that?
No,
Do you have to go to the bathroom? You're kind of standing weird.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, my favorite thing that I've seen is that if a guy refers to himself as an alpha, you say, is that like a furry thing?
That's good.
Like, there's, the impulse is to assume, like, if you're instinctively thinking, oh, the person talking to me has the intelligence level of my 4-year-old, I'm going to
Yeah.
talk to them like they're my 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Very nicely. I'm not going to be mean. I'm never mean to my kid, but sometimes I do have to go, hey, so you still need someone else to wipe your butt sometimes. So let's maybe
You're
be
talking
careful.
real big for someone that shits their pants.
Yeah, let's maybe be careful throwing stuff around.
Yeah.
Okay? Whenever like you actively like walk in my room going, I frued up. That's the vibes I'm getting from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I don't have that many other I do have some crazy stories, but nothing like I feel like our craziest stories are in fact just employee based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, except for the couple that like got it on in our bathroom.
Yeah.
In
but
In the Barbie bathroom. In front of Barbie.
we weren't supposed to do that.
Katie, Jesus Christ.
It's a tough room, huh,
You were
guys?
clocked out, right?
Yeah, were you clocked out?
Both of you.
Both of us.
You're saying
Yeah.
this in front of HR.
This is HR.
Yeah.
HR
We're
said-
screwed.
HR be flirting
It's
with
okay.
me. HR be flirting with me. HR said, I mean, did you get a video? No,
Well, the
but we
camera's
did
not
have a couple that was getting it on in the bathroom. And again, another one of those situations. I keep having to tell the girls, I'm not understanding why when we're in a room together, I can hear and like something like unfortunate happens or something that makes you nervous. Why can I hear everyone's buttholes clench? Be grown ups. Okay. Why am I the person?
No, we exist and thrive in Barbie's dream house.
Yeah.
And whenever
Not me.
if someone is desecrating the Barbie bathroom,
Yeah, the Barbie bathroom.
where I have to knock on it and go, hey, is someone in here?
She was blowing him. There's worse things to be desecrated. I don't know. There's worse ways to desecrate a
He
bathroom.
was in Ed Hardy jeans.
Oh, God.
No, that's
the biggest crime of all.
That was the biggest crime. The biggest crime of all was that he was ugly. But I'll tell you what. Though. Here's what happened. It was just a bride who was coming in.
They always are.
A bride was coming in to buy a veil. That was it. That's all she was there for. And she had her fiance with
that
her.
wasn't all she was there for.
Apparently.
But they were like, she tried on a couple veils and then they could not keep their hands off of each other.
And in my head I said, that's really nice. They're kissing. Then they had to just take it to another level.
No, she like had her hand like over his pants, like a little close to business. And I'm going to tell you, my mom said this and she's completely correct. And this is probably why I am who I am as a person. But if you're about to marry this man and the sight of you in a veil does not make him go, we need to get to a bathroom right now.
Hey, so like you have a car.
Yeah. And a house.
No, here
It doesn't have to be in front of Barbie
My
and Ken.
problem with it, genuinely, is just that this is a small business. Like, do that shit in a Dillard's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So have the common
literally.
decency to do it in a public dressing room.
Yeah, do it somewhere that has a family restroom. Okay? Okay, these are all women's restrooms. We don't even have a men's restroom.
No, we don't.
No, we
because
don't.
they leave the toilet seat open. Or they leave the toilet seat up. I'm not having it.
Oh, God.
But, no, so the girls were like, Katie, like, oh my God. She was like totally groping him. Tee-hee-hee. Like, ugh, you know.
And then we look in the camera and they're both walking into the bathroom.
She said, oh yeah, they were just about to go to the bathroom. And I look at the camera and I watch her go in the bathroom and him follow her. And I go, they're about to get freaky in the bathroom. And here's the
You
thing.
knew, like, you could. Well, I mean, he followed her in the
Sarah,
bathroom,
you didn't
so,
see the
like-
lead up. I unfortunately saw the lead
No,
up.
thank
through-
God.
We have a lot of mirrors.
Also, I'm a red-blooded American woman. If I ever looked Jack in the eyes like that and then went in the bathroom and he followed me, it'd be weird if we weren't doing it. I'm sorry. But I literally, the girls were like, what do we do? What do we do? How do we? And I went, oh my God. And I walked up to the bathroom and I knocked. And then I walked away. And then they like came out with their clothes on like within
They were
the
doing
next
this.
2
They were
minutes.
like pulling their shirts down.
Oh, my God.
Yes, but I'm like, yeah, you knock. I'm sorry. Like this is.
Did she buy a veil? Did she buy
Yes,
anything?
she did. She did.
And
That was
then
my first question when
this
y'all
was
texted
the
me.
best part.
Payment.
Oh, this is actually the best part. This is the best part. When she came to pick up the veil.
Oh, we're saying this?
I
don't
don't give a shit.
So I was here. She came to pick up her veil and I recognized her name. And I said, oh my God. Who was I with? Was it Abby? No, I don't remember.
It was Justine.
Or was it Haley when she first started? I
don't
can't
know.
remember. I think it was Haley because I was telling her, I was like, oh my God, bro. And like this happened. And then I was like, yeah, and she's coming in. Like this is crazy. She came in. She was in a police uniform.
Oh, my God.
She was a cop.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. And I said, here's your veil, ma'am.
And let's be, I'm going to be very, very clear. My ass does not slut shame. No, baby, you're in love.
Yeah.
You do your thing. I cop shame. That's crazy.
Yeah. But no, this is off topic just because I no longer want to talk about that. I had a bride's dad who had a little bit of a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were in the VIP suite. It was a VIP appointment.
This one's going to get a lot
It was
of
iconic. So my beautiful, gorgeous
This one
bride.
might get cut. I don't know.
My beautiful, gorgeous bride was amazing and beautiful and gorgeous. She had the most iconic shoulders and arms I have ever seen. And I think I found the one bride who actually, like, she didn't love a strapless. She liked something that had a strap or a sleeve or something on her shoulder. And her dad was at the appointment with her. She had a big group. We were all having a really great time. And I show everything on my face. And I'm very proud for the way that I handled this. So we come out of the dressing room and finally, and I had told the group, because we had, at this point, it was like 4 strapless dresses and she just was not feeling it. It was not it. We're in the mirror. I'm looking and she's like, I don't know. I really would prefer something that has a strap, all this other kind of stuff. And I turned to the group and I said, yes, I was just telling so-and-so in the dressing room, this will probably be the last strapless dress that we try on because I think she prefers something else. And the dad says, yeah, you look much better with a strap on. And I had to go, ugh.
Did anyone else laugh?
No.
And it's so hard to know.
Nobody else laughed.
Here's what's hard.
And I had to go,
Me and Gab are so often on the same wavelength that we like. Oh my God. Sarah, you can let the cameras know like name of the store and whatever other identifying information you feel like we can give out about who we had dinner with while we were in New Orleans. But while we're at dinner, we were talking about like what like famous people we have like been around. For me, it's like no one. I don't know. Like probably like a bounty hunter. Like, I don't know. Probably someone from Duck Dynasty. But she said, like, Dick Habit's daughter.
Yeah. She just kept saying
in
Dick
Commander's
Habit.
Palace, and she just kept saying, Dick Habit, Dick Habit, Dick Habit.
Here's the thing. The first time she said it, I looked at Gab.
And I was actively looking away. I was like not
We were
giving
like
them
SpongeBob
attention.
and Patrick. Cheeks were flushed. We were hiding.
I was just trying to get a little like out of Gab, like a little like that's funny from Gab.
No,
Gab
she
could not make eye contact with me, so she's looking away, and I'm not quitting. I'm just staring at Gab, and every time she says Dick Habit,
They have an outdoor patio that's so nice.
I know Gab can feel my eyes like boring into her face, and then finally she looks at me and she just goes, and she immediately starts crying, and then I start crying laughing,
And we're like banging fists on the table, and this very classy lady goes, "Oh, because his name is Dick," and we're like, "No, it's Dick Habit.
His name is Dick. Like no, and then
Dick Habit, Dick Habit."
You know what's actually so lame and uncool? Okay, first of all, Natalie was at that dinner with us, an icon,
My teenager.
And yes, and so Natalie, of course, being a teenager, she knows exactly what
She's like,
but also like when you're a teenager, like that's like the baseline humor. That's all the jokes you hear. So she very much so was just kind of like, all right, you two. Like Natalie's so much more mature than us, but
No, extremely.
But then like what got me was that like Sarah had the audacity then to go, girls, what's so funny?
And we were like,
you know damn well what's funny. Acting up because your friends are here.
That's my job. That's my role.
She goes, girls, I can't take these girls anywhere. Meanwhile, we get in the Uber home and Sarah goes, Dick Habit. No, it's funny. Oh, piss me off.
Okay, so here's the part of the podcast where we play a game called Smash or Pass. And we'll name some things, and if you like it, it's a smash, and I'll hit this button.
Katie Marie, I know you're talking trash. Keep my name out your mouth.
Thank
Funny
you, Justine.
enough, we haven't unfortunately mentioned Justine's name
No.
in a hot minute.
Sorry about that, Justine.
I can.
We haven't been talking trash.
No, we haven't.
I can. I know she's sitting in the break room with an espresso martini right now while we do this.
No, I
So,
hope she
okay,
went home.
we won't use the button. We'll just say smash.
Cool.
Okay, great. So if you like it, it's a smash. If you don't like it, it's a pass. Okay, smash or pass, going to market with both managers versus going with one at a time. Who wrote this?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Who wrote copy? Jay?
Crazy. Big smash. I like having both of you guys there. I like Gab's there for content. She's like a little content
take a
creating
lot off of y'all's
machine.
plates.
She really does. She's like videoing everything, tons of pictures, great angles. Okay, but then she's also like throwing out little like one-liners, like opinions. It's great. And then Katie's there to like tell me what the store needs and like what I'm not considering. So I like having both of you guys there.
That's a very nice answer of you,
You're
Sarah.
welcome.
I like having both of us there.
Me too. I think we're very entertaining.
Yeah.
But also,
oh
like,
my God, you're entertaining. That's for sure.
Mine's very selfish though. It's like market is like a huge perk for our jobs, and it's a free trip to look at pretty dresses and eat good food. And if you said, "Do you want your friend to be there too?" I'm gonna say, "Yeah,
My friend there. About Dick Habit, like
yeah." Can you imagine if I was at that dinner by myself with Dick Habit?
Katie, you would have been pinching your leg under the table.
I literally would have been crying, and I would have been like, "Nat, give me, like, don't give me some."
Natalie would have been like, some of us are mature.
My mom is here.
Yeah.
I can't.
Grow up.
No, literally.
Okay, so big smash.
Yeah, huge smash.
Okay, smash or pass, people trying on your wedding dress. I can't answer this because my wedding dress is ancient.
But like, what if somebody tried it on?
I would wonder what they were doing. Like, why are you doing that?
Give it 2 more seasons. And then we'll
Yeah,
that's
you're
fair.
right.
That's fair.
I always say smash. I love my dress. I want others to love my dress. I think it's the most beautiful thing in the store. Depending on whether or not other brides think it's beautiful, it's fine. But like when they try it on, they're like, I like it. I'm like, yeah, it's great.
Of course you do.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, Katie.
It's not for me. I'm like, that's fine.
It's okay.
I always
It's okay to be
say
wrong.
smash to that
It is.
because I don't know. I'm always going to say smash to somebody trying on my dress. And what's funny though is that what I'll do is I tell them, I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you, this is the dress I got married in. And it's okay if you don't like it because I got it in black and you're not getting it in black. So if you don't like it, all I'm going to say is, yeah,
It's
no,
better
I
in
totally
black.
get it. That's
Yeah.
how I would feel too if it was white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see, I never proceed it with that.
Like telling
And
them
then
it's your
they're like,
dress.
well, which one's your dress? And if they totally like shat upon my dress, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'll show you later.
Yeah.
I've told them that they're about to put on my dress. They still shit on it if they don't like it. They're not like
It's just-
nasty
no,
about
that's
it.
like-
They're
but
just at their most honest.
yeah, they're not going
You know?
to
We
sit there
want
and
them to
bullshit
be.
Yeah.
for,
I don't
for my
wanna-
sake.
I don't want to sugarcoat it.
Right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know it's not your dress. I know it's not their dress before they put it on.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so smash.
Yeah.
Smash or pass. Why does this say guns in the store?
One of the questions, or one of the crazy stories that I thought of was why we have a gun policy, but we can skip that.
Okay, yeah, we'll skip that.
Yeah, we'll skip that.
We'll skip
That'll
that
be for a
entirely.
later date in time.
Okay, smash or pass. AI being integrated into the bridal industry. Ooh.
Pass, pass,
depends.
Pass.
Yeah.
Pass.
Because if I have another bride's wonderful bestie / maid of honor who is so tech savvy and interesting go, oh my God, what if we had that top with that bottom? Let me put it in the chat GPT. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
we
That
need
doesn't
to-
exist.
We need to keep critically thinking.
You cannot
Yeah,
Frankenstein
just because
a dress.
ChatGPT can do it doesn't mean that a human can make it for you.
No.
Like, here's this picture. Enjoy the picture.
ChatGPT can do it. And if you look at that picture and you're like, oh my God, I love it. This is perfect, blah, blah, blah.
You're following.
Great.
We
Go
can't do
buy
anything for
2
you.
dresses.
You're getting catfish.
Go buy 2 dresses and cut them up and put them together.
You can't
That's
even
not-
do that sometimes.
Oh my
Like,
God.
you're just setting yourself up for failure.
It just is.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
I actually, hot take, because when you say like AI in the bridal industry,
Yeah.
my instinct is not even just like in the appointments. I am frustrated by the number of times that we are like sitting listening to people talk about, because like we like will watch videos about like how to become better stylists and stuff like that. And anytime that AI gets brought up, it is constantly getting brought up under the assumption that we are not even just us, but like that they're talking to a store that has been in business for so long or has an owner that is so out of touch that they need someone to hold their hand and explain to them why it could be good if you learn how to use it for like a certain.
It's a
And
good
no one is
thing.
ever acknowledging that if we're going to discuss AI in this business, we need to discuss how to not combat AI in this industry in the sense of like how to get rid of it, but how to work with it. And no one is doing that.
Yeah,
They're
that's
always
fair.
saying like, this is why AI is so good because these are the things you can do with it. These are the ways you can use it. This is like what you can implement for your social media or what you can implement for marketing or for whatever.
Which, and it is good for that
is.
kind of
It
stuff.
can go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Sure, but I will not. I'm going to sit there and assume that you're bullshitting me if we are not also acknowledging the ways in
How
which
it's detrimental.
it's harmful and
agree.
how we can combat that.
Yeah.
And the answer is not get your brides to stop using ChatGPT. The
No.
answer is
'cause
not
they're gonna
stop
use
using
it.
AI
Right.
altogether. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's just not how technology works. Once the cat's out of the bag, like
Yeah,
it's only
it's-
going to escalate from
right.
here.
I know.
But if we're not right now at the beginning stages of artificial intelligence, figuring out how to train our style, and I have these conversations with the girls on how to I try to train them now on like when your brides are having this kind of situation, like this is how you approach it based on really one of the 1,000 ways that we have to deal with AI.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not going to have a bride that stops throwing shit into ChatGPT.
No, they're going to do it.
They're gonna do it. You're
Yeah.
not gonna have a bride that didn't get her wedding checklist from ChatGPT. Like you're not gonna never have one of those
Right.
brides. You know what I mean? But you have to understand that the benefit that you have as a stylist over artificial intelligence is experience.
yeah.
You know, is the fact that what a bride really needs is not a checklist. She needs someone to be there for her emotionally.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence is never going to do that.
Right.
They'll show her what the dress looks like, Frankenstein together, but they are not going to make sure that she's picturing it with a bouquet that like
Right.
has her favorite flower in it because of, you know what I mean?
On her actual body shape,
On her
not the
actual
one that's
body shape.
made up on AI. Yeah.
Yes. I don't
Like
know.
we actually have your back. Like ChatGPT tells you anything you want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. We actually have your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just very frustrating. I get really sick of listening to people kind of like pander about like all the ways that AI can be beneficial without acknowledging that like
It's also
it is
harmful.
changing the industry.
It is.
And if we go into it acting like it's all rainbows and butterflies, you're going to end up underwater and be shocked. You're going to be shocked that, oh my God, I can't believe that so many of our brides are ordering dresses online and then showing up 3 weeks before the wedding because the thing that they ordered isn't what they wanted.
Right.
You're not having
have
these
to be ready for
conversations
it.
with them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of it in a way because like it can go hand in hand with social media, but like I pride myself on like I write all of our captions.
Yes.
Because it's in our personal voice.
Correct.
I do the captions for the mic'd up video.
Yeah. It sounds like us.
It sounds like us.
Yeah.
It is us. I can immediately tell whenever a business is using AI for captions, which again, it's fine. I understand
if you
people
if you
are
have
busy,
to
especially if
automate
you are a
that,
business
we
owner.
get it. Yeah.
Totally. Make it sound like you.
Yeah.
Make it sound like you.
Yeah.
Change the dashes.
Change the dashes.
Yeah.
But like we're all about humanizing
Yes.
what we do. And so I think it would be very disingenuous of us
would.
to fully lean into AI
think
for
so.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't know if any like if anyone else who like works in bridal actually listens to this podcast, but it's something to keep in mind whenever you're, you know,
We have thousands of listeners. laughing.
We have tens of listeners. But I think something for store owners and stylists like present day to keep in mind is that we might be doing this job like I'm not in school right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of people own these businesses and their brides are either currently in college or the brides they're gonna have in 4 years will have shaped their like formative years with artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And so what's going to happen is when you are using artificial intelligence, and sure, take advantage of it, do what you need to do, but don't do it in a way that is a shortcut. Don't use it for a shortcut the way that it's currently being used for, at least, because when those brides start coming in, they can clock it.
Yeah.
They know what is and is not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because they're growing up with it.
Exactly. And they know like when they're literally in college getting clocked by their professors for stuff that wasn't
I know.
Yeah.
written by
Wasn't
ChatGPT.
AI. I know.
Because it's like it's showing little signs of it.
Yeah.
And your brides are gonna if you're using artificial intelligence to like help, me and Jack were talking about that the other day. You can tell when a store logo was made by ChatGPT.
Yeah, you can.
You can tell when like the logo that's out front on the top of the building, and there was like an artificial intelligence like clearly painted like donut for a donut store that we drove past the other day.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
I said that looks fucking disgusting. It looks like a cartoon donut. I don't look at that and go yum. It had like rainbow sprinkles that were like literal rainbow.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like we are of course going to see that and go, ugh, gross. But that's a very extreme situation of something that you're going to see more and more over the next few years.
Yeah.
And we might feel specifically one type of way about that's very obvious because the AI that was present whenever we were like at the age to quote unquote use AI looked like that. It looked cheap and like cheesy.
Right.
And so now the brides you're going to have in a few years are going to be able to clock it.
I think so too.
You know?
Yeah.
I had a friend who like follows like the Instagram account and like knows that I do the Instagram and all this kind of stuff. Go, oh my God, I forgot what exactly it was for. It was either for like the game day buttons or it was for like some kind of like long caption. And she was like, that was amazing. Like, you use ChatGPT, right? And I said, no.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I did not. Thanks for saying it was amazing and assuming it was ChatGPT.
And it's not harmful to use it as you need to use
it's not.
it. Yeah.
No.
Just be aware of who your clientele is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because right now we can
And
get
whether
away
or
with
not
it
they
more.
appreciate it, right?
Yeah, right now you can get away with it more, but also over the next few years, more Gen Z brides are going to be getting married, and those Gen Z brides are going to know what was and was not created by ChatGPT, and they're not going to like it if they can tell, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
as always, super fun to catch up with you guys.
exactly.
Hear about what's going on.
I feel bad because my mom sent in one question, and it was, how often do you have fiancés and dads at the appointment?
Well,
And we talked about that, and when the fiancés show up, they're doing it in the bathroom. Or
the
the dads
talking about strap-ons.
Talking about strap-ons. Like that's, you know?
Yeah. So proceed with caution. I guess.
I guess,
yeah.
They make us nervous for good reason.
Yeah.
God.
When a man walks up to the door, we all kind of go,
a man?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
he cannot be here for good.
Yeah. Jack was at my appointment.
Yeah.
He was very helpful.
We tolerated it.
We know. It's okay.
I love
He's
him
a girl
so much.
dad. I guess it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Eric was also at my appointment.
Yeah.
It was
How
awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
What's little Jack? Chopped liver?
You know what?
kidding,
Where
I'm
is
kidding, I'm
little
kidding.
Jack?
He has a job.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, like a 9 to 5.
No, 7:30 to 6.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He's an engineer.
He's an engineer.
He does 410s.
Yeah. It's
I know.
gross.
Gross.
So gross.
It's disgusting.
All right. Well, let's do this again after market so we can talk about what we found.
We can defrost.
Yeah. We can defrost from Chicago and talk about what we found.
You hear me?
What?
I said I do 4 7s. He said he does 4 10s.
And you do 4 7.25s.
7.25.
I do 1 8.5.
1 8.5.
She's such a hard worker.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Please be sure to follow us at Bustle Bridal on Instagram and visit Fleur de Fizz at Fleur de Fizz Bartending, also on Instagram. Be sure to join us next time. As always, gowns, gimlets, and good vibes only.